Alright everyone, welcome back to Revisiting My Old Skyscraper Sim Buildings, episode number 5 of a total of 6. I've said it's 5 episodes throughout this series. I have now decided about 10 minutes before starting this recording that there's going to be 6, because I'm adding in a building that I wasn't previously going to feature, because relatively speaking it's not old as such compared to the rest of these. Well, depends what you define it as old really, but it's important to the journey to hand coding, so I will have that as episode number 6. For today though, we have 2 buildings, starting with this one. This is, I don't really want to call it an emulation, let's be honest. There's so many problems and things that aren't right with it. I can't call it an emulation of a building that I knew. It still exists, but I just don't have any business being there. But things like this Z fighting wall, these Z fighting doors that lead into this section, yeah. We're not going to spend long here. This is not the one to spend a lot of time on. We're just going to take a quick look at the lifts and then go, because there's literally nothing to see apart from even more errors. Such as the fact that there's no door there. Well, actually no. There's no door next to that door. Why is there no door next to that door? Because the door ended up going that way. Yeah. And it all looked good in the building creator as well. But let's just ride the lifts. Let's ride the lifts and then get out of here onto the more interesting of the 2 buildings we're featuring today. There's 2 lifts. They are KSS 470 KONEs. And the external indicators are very well modelled to 3D. Big rectangular box. I mean, what can you do with a curved indicator, really? Look at the cabs. Oh, there's random activity in this one. We'll go up to 1 and 2. And also look at something else I did. These are in the wrong order. That should be on the top. That in the middle is fine. That should be on the bottom. Brilliantly done. Absolutely brilliantly done. This is from, again, 2018-ish. Can't remember exactly when. I want to say not late 2018, early anyway. Like a while before then. It's just sort of here. We'll just head straight down. And then we'll change on 1, I suppose. This is sort of a bit more of a full program of works, with changing a lift from the default, internal indicators, external indicators, and putting on other sounds as well. That sound somewhat more like the lifts they're meant to be. That is actually a real serial number. And at some point you'll probably see the lift with that serial number. Because there's a little out-of-date update. Also, this is meant to be a single button, but I didn't know how to do that back then. Yippee. Let's just watch this lift go. Oh, I've got most of you here while we're in this building. A little update, which I did put as a community post. Can finally use old Handycam files on VideoPad again. So that opens up the possibility of a super secret plan that I haven't announced yet. Here's a smaller lift. I am not elaborating further before any of you ask. No more elaboration than that at this time. But it'll be cool. All you need to know is the plan will be cool. Yeah, press the down button to go up, because in reality these things, the middle buttons are of course down collective. As are most singular buttons on an intermediate floor. Down collective.
Doors open. Going down.
I don't think I've come across one that's actually up collective. Although I suppose if it was going underground, and the ground floor was the top floor of that arrangement, maybe you would have an up collective one? I don't know. Just rambling really.
Doors open.
We end this on 2 and take the lift back down because it sounds more interesting. I've actually what was I going to say there? I have actually shown this building and its lifts before, but It's part of the series, so you're seeing it again. Listen to the clunk. There's the clunk.
Doors open.
You can go one and rest.
Going down.
Yeah, the other building that we're about to see is a bit more interesting than this because more buildings, more lifts. We won't see all the lifts because that's maybe a bit much. And there's also a lot of walking between them, but I'll explain that all once we get there. Where's this one?
Doors closed.
On 0, of course. Something I found with the real life counterparts of these lifts, they'd always be where I didn't want them when I needed them. Go figure. Well, I say always. Realistically, it wasn't always.
Going up.
But while we're here, can I just highlight the absolutely awesome quality of this building with the gap in the wall, the gap in 2 walls, the gap in 3 walls. No more. There's a lot of that going on. Just rooms and things going on here. There's another gap in a wall. Look at this.
Doors closed.
Hey, you wouldn't get that in a hand-coded building, I'll tell you that much. Has the lift just gone? Of course it has. It's gone back down to 0. Oh well, we'll have a look along here, I suppose. We will have a little peek along here and see what there is. I think that's where there would be stairs, and I just decided let's not even do anything. It's just going to open up into another room. Nothing about this place is correct sizes, proportions, or anything. To be honest, the only thing that's kinda right is the lift serial numbers. And the fact they're KSS 470s.
Going up.
Been here 7.5 minutes. I wanted to change to the other building at around 4 minutes.
Doors closed.
I am good at this. Well, that's what you've come to expect, isn't it? I suppose we are in episode 5 now as well, so you'd think that would make me more experienced at this. And make the format more polished.
Doors closed.
If anything, that's less the case than it used to be.
Floor 0.
Yeah, okay, 0. Yes, you can see the other arrow hiding behind it. Good texture.
Going up.
Leaving no gap or anything to just hide that.
Doors closed.
There it goes. If I can words. Oh, it's not going anywhere. Let's change that.
Going up. Doors closed.
So there goes this lift. We're done with this building already. Not that big. Once this arrow goes out, we'll move on to the next one. Let's wait for the arrow.
Doors.
So we're now here in the second building, and the one that we're definitely going to spend longer on. And as you can see, there's a lift moving down there, and there's this interesting little thing going on. We'll probably explore that in a bit. So what is this? Well, basically, it was an aim to put more realistic OTIS indicators into a bunch of OTIS lifts. There's just a whole bunch of different lifts doing different things, and they are all, of course, Gen 2s, because why would you not have Gen 2s going up 62 floors? Now, what I will say, obviously, is these Gen 2s perhaps use indicators that I just found on Google Images way back when. This is another 2018 building, obviously, so it was still in my very early days. So, yes, with this, had this been done now, I would have certainly gone to Gen 2s that I know and taken photos of their indicators and used that. But can only learn from the past and things that happen in the past and do better next time, so just got to live with what happened once upon a time. and just talk about how it helped in the building creation journey. And this was really where indicator modifications really came to the fore, because look at these OTIS indicators. Minus the font is just ACME LED. It's actually kind of decent looking. You could just about catch the internal indicator. We'll look at that in a bit. You might even recognise that. There's another one of those in there. This wasn't even a finished project as well. The internal indicators are all done, but these were all meant to get external indicators. And there's about 1, 2, 3. 3 lifts got external indicators. None of the others did. Arrow.
Doors opening. Going up.
Can't reach a button. But yeah, so like I say, we live with the mistakes that these indicators do highlight in terms of not being from a video of mine or anything, but
Going down. Doors closing.
what can I do? It's something that I did. But anyway, I would say aside from the very big arrow, it was actually not a bad attempt for 2018, barely knowing what I'm doing.
Opening. Going up.
At least on these indicators. But I know plenty of Gen 2s that if I were to sort of make a remake of this with my own indicators, my own indicator photos from lifts,
Going down.
it would definitely be a lot better. Definitely.
Doors closing.
And for one thing, I literally have OTIS indicators, external indicators that I can get a photo of. An internal indicator for 2000 VF, so there you go. Just take a look at this lift real quick.
First floor.
Gets you a view of a down indicator and a floor -1. Although we are going to get a floor
Down.
minus
Closing.
3. Maybe. Take this one down. They do all have different voices. Various lift voice packs provided various voices for these.
Doors opening.
Can probably
Going up.
stay on -1, can't it? This is meant to be like a management office sort of strange thing here. We'll just take this thing back up. It's a ThyssenKrupp. The realistic Gen 2 indicator project has a ThyssenKrupp with the star button set up wrong. I'm running out of mouse mat here. Not really. Just felt a bit odd. So, we'll have a look there in a moment. That's just a giant car lift. Because that's how car lifts look. That's how car lifts look. You heard it here first. We're not actually going to go up these because, quite frankly, I don't want to. Takes forever. Actually, yeah, this lift's away, and even the one of these lifts that is just express up to the top takes a long time to get down. It's also, which one's glass? I can't remember. One of these has got a glass back to them. Oh, it's this one. Gonna cheat. Gonna see where it is. It's only just arrived at the top. Doesn't even look like 20. No, not waiting. Not waiting. Nope, another time. One thing I did do with these indicators was I made sure all the lifts had unique serial numbers, just patching different numbers from different parts of the existing serial numbers over to the end number. If that makes sense. Oh, just parked. This one has the OTIS 2000 voice. And that's actually the original serial number on that indicator. This is also slow.
Doors opening.
No floor messages, of course.
Going up. Doors
Does have that though. Yeah, I think this... Trying to think in the timeline of building projects. Going down. If this one was before or after the one you just saw previously. Can't remember off the top of my head. But this one certainly feels like it was the next step from those KONE indicators you saw previously, so I'm pretty sure this one was the newer project. This is near Juice Grove.
Doors closing. Mind the doors, please. Going down. Doors closing.
Put that mind the doors please at the start to reference Liverpool 1's lifts. They go, mind the doors please. Doors opening. And that's a real express zone. How that works.
Mind the doors.
Car park spaces are tiny as you'd expect.
Doors closing.
Just go back up in this one. And then we'll go explore what the other buildings have to offer, shall we? The big tall buildings, because there's one right next door. Oh, someone's looking to get rid of this lift by taking it down to -3.
Going down. Doors closing.
Oops, pressed the wrong button. Call it back up. We have the Pickering's automatic door, or semi-automatic door. And both of these are gone. One of them's just parked. Never mind. So these go up to 35, where we can transfer at the other building, which goes higher. 2147, the original number on this indicator was 2140. 2140 if you really want to say it that way. Anyone that knows me from Scratch days might recognise this, although maybe it was in one of the other lifts with one of the other indicator styles. But if this doesn't mean anything to you, think of a pun relating to those two letters in riding lifts. Just try and think of one. You never know. You might get it right. You think you've got it right and you want to put a guess in the comments? Go for it. And here we are at 35. After that nice and easy ride up
Mind the doors.
in the express elevator,
Going down.
its neighbour of which is parked,
Doors closing.
and I decided that this is not something that I wish it to continue indulging in.
Going down. Doors closing.
Also is near Juice Grove. And away it goes. What do you mean there was just a hint in the pun in something that I just said earlier? No, there wasn't. Maybe. Maybe there was. Ha ha ha. Anyway. What we'll do now is we'll run along this. There's absolutely no way of getting lost at all. You can see the shaft of this lift. You can't see the lift car though. Not with this field of view. We'll work our way along. No rabbit holes to go down in this one really, it's all pretty simple. Yeah, I'm correct. The building that I'm going to feature in episode 6, I think was the next project I made after this. Not immediately after, of course, but just chronologically that's how the timeline works out. And the next project, which you have also seen before, on at least one occasion, if not... No, maybe just one occasion. But the next project is very much the final step before I got into hand coding, and that'll probably hint immediately what it is. And I'm fine with that, hinting immediately what it is. You know, I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with is not knowing where this lift is. Okay, it's on its way. I'm going to take it up to the top, take another lift back down, and then we'll look at the final lifts that we've not yet been to. Even though we technically haven't been to the apartment block lifts. Actually, I will go there later, because the apartment's in there, actually have somewhat of a slight layout to them. We'll also look in this thing, which is definitely architecturally possible. There's nothing behind there. It would have been a service lift, but then I didn't put one in. I say service lift, a lift that serves all the other floors that this express lift doesn't serve. It's not an express, but you know what I mean by express in that scenario. There you go.
Doors opening.
Again,
Going up. Doors
just ignore the nature. Please ignore the nature of how I got this indicator. It was obviously a mistake. A mistake that I would not repeat nowadays. That's the original serial number for that. Send it down because we're not going to take this one down. This is the final style, of course. Somehow the hardest one to clean up to put the font on it. But it worked. This takes us up to the top. Take another one with this style back down, and then we've got one more of each of the other style to see. And then we'll try that apartment block.
going down.
And probably fail miserably in the process. Now, what I actually forgot to mention this whole time is obviously the fact that I have shown this building in a video before. But there is no dedicated video of it online. So where have I shown it before? See if anyone can remember that. It's 0. You can kind of see the colour difference there. Yeah, I kind of don't want to look at that because the hands are kind of off-putting, and it kind of just throws you out of the immersion a bit. Just seeing a pair of hands just up close to it, but those were the times when I made this. Yeah. Mistakes not to be repeated, as I say. But I have to acknowledge what this building is in the context of my journey to hand coding my own buildings. Nice sunset going on. All of those floors are empty. There's nothing there. They are just there so it's not floating platforms. And this is basically why Gen 2s are not appropriate for anything. No, not quite. That's a bit harsh, but you know what I mean. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. There's another Pickering semi-automatic door there.
Doors opening.
We'll let this park because it'll park back up the top. We'll try the apartments later, but for now we'll go in here with another Pickering semi-automatic door, the third of them. Third and final, thank goodness. This has got near Juice Grove. I think this has floor messages.
Doors closing.
That lift's gone already. This is a little hotel is what this is. Glass back to the cab, standard cab from the building creator. Everything as you would expect, really. We will
Doors open.
send this down. It's
Going
got
down.
calls in it. We'll have a quick peek around these rooms. Again, they're massively too big. I mean, compare it to the Premier Inn room, which is too small, but compare it anyway, just for the sake of it. Also, floor 1 has got a really big amount of unused space. Can we just talk about this unused space? I didn't realise about that, even though it's also kind of obvious. Wonder what that would be used for. Just in a hypothetical scenario where this building was real. What would that be used for? Answers in the comments. But here's this lift, the final one, before the apartment block attempt. Wherever we get to in the apartment block may just have to be where we finish.
Please select your floor. Doors closing.
You can do that. Next, hit the alarm. There you go. 1075. 2004 service lift, 2014 public lift.
Ground floor.
Ground floor. I want to try something.
Please select your floor. Doors.
Oh, it's not set up that way, I forgot. This one can't do that because it's set up correctly.
Your floor.
Never mind. Sorry, no way of doing please select your floors closing. No way of doing that. We leave. We run away. We run away and go to these. I heard one. Where is it? Which one? Which where? This one's close and this is the one I need. It's right there. Let's see which way it's going. If it's going up, we'll get the other lift. In fact, I'll ring it anyway, just in case. It's already there. Alright, let's just see. Which way is this lift going? That's going up. That's going up. We'll take this up and try and meet the other lift up at the top. This has got the glass back. Goes up 20 floor, block of flats. Oh look, EZ again. You ever say going up, it might not have been as far up the tower as I thought it was. But it is going up, so I should be able to catch it with a call on 20. And we should be able to get it. Still going up right now. And there was a press made. As long as I get my call in at the top here soon, it'll be good. There's already a call in, that's fine. So this lift can go. Bye bye lift. This lift is only ground to 20, we cannot do anything about that. Perhaps if this was real but this still wanted to be an express lift up and down, you could have it where it could be called from any floor, but inside you could only go ground or 20, maybe. Or you could call it, but only by key on the other floors, I don't know. Let's have a peek. Oh, it's on 17. Cool, we'll actually get it soon. What we're going to do here is we're going to get in, and we're just going to exit at whichever the first floor we stop at is. So if it's 19, we get off at 19. All the floors are pretty much the same. And after that I gotta go do some things. So we'll have to end. But not before we see what these silly apartments layouts look like. See if I can remember what they actually mean. But you get a not bad view. I'm not going to go all the way over there because I've got a lift to catch, but you can see that particular lift shaft in the top of the hotel. Has this just done a thing? That just did a thing. I'm going to do something scientific here. You're not going to notice a thing. Please wait. I don't remember which lift this is. It's this one, isn't it? If I just do... and then I do... there we go. Can't see anything happening right now. Something will happen in a moment. I'm just doing what's called the scientific method. It's very scientific and totally is not putting the lift onto independent service through the lift editor and getting it back up here because it did a troll, and then keeping it on independent service to choose what I do with it. No. No, I have not done anything of the sort. That's not why the voice is gone. It's just a coincidence. Let's go to 10. It's also not why the doors will reopen. No, it's not what I've done. Totally not what I've done at all. Totally haven't just taken away lift access for 19 floors of the building just so that I can get my way with this thing. I mean, come on, it came up to 19 and then didn't answer that call at 20. It just went down. Make it make sense. Anyway, here we are at 10. Again, there's totally no reason to why the voice is suddenly cut off. 4 apartments per floor. They're just mirrors of each other, so we'll hop into this one. Oh, there was actually doors. Okay, so there's this little bit here. This is probably the main area, I want to say. Might be meant to be a little small piece of like kitchen or something. Maybe that's the kitchen. I don't know. I honestly am not 100% on this. Is that little small thing? That's maybe... It's maybe a bathroom and this a bedroom? I'm honestly not 100% sure, but it's very very basic. Not very many frills, not very many luxuries. You can see how that lift doesn't stop there at all. And this lift has stayed open the whole time. The door timer is very long. A very long door timer, very generous. Thank you, lift, for being so generous with me today. I'm totally not an independent service and unable to do anything else. Anyway. Stupid laugh done. Let's end this video. So, obviously, I've already said what I need to say about these indicators and the fact that they exist in here. But, as I previously said, they did still help in the journey to hand coding, because that was a bigger mod than just changing a font or something. And of course the external indicators, which are 3D, are an extra step in themselves. That lift's just going to be left like that because I do not care. And we'll finish up with one of those nice external indicators. But I hope you enjoyed episode 5 of this series nonetheless. Let me know what you think as always in the comments, and keep an eye out of course for episode 6, because that is going to be probably the final episode, unless I decide before recording it that there's going to be another one. With that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and that will do it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.